Redmi have today released three phones actually, the Redmi 10X 4G, the Redmi 10X 5G and the 10X Pro, which obviously is 5G as well, the most expensive of the bunch. The phone you're looking at here is the Redmi 10X 5G, so the non-Pro version. The Pro version adds a few things over the non-Pro. It adds an optical zoom lens at 3 times and it can go all the way into 30 times zoom. It seems like the Pro version adds quicker fast charging as well at 33 watts as opposed to the 22 watts of the non-Pro. It comes in 4 different colors. Actually, there is a gold, a blue, a purple and a white. And it uses a almost 6.6 inch display, an AMOLED display. This apparently is the same display as is used on the Xiaomi Mi 10 Lite Zoom, which recently came out in China. It's a good panel. Bezels are pretty decent for a budget mid-range type of phone like this. And it's good that they're using a Samsung panel. Obviously, it's going to be pretty good quality. It doesn't have any high refresh rates on the phone though, just sticking with 60 Hz. It does keep the headphone jack though, USB-C charging, and it does have an infrared blaster at the top as well. I was worried that the bottom bezel might be a bit big because we saw some renders that made it look slightly large, but actually in person, it is not that bad at all. And the camera design is very much like we're getting in most Redmi phones, like the Redmi Note series recently released, all very, very similar camera bumps. This phone, the non-Pro version, just having the main image sensor, which is 48 megapixels, and then an ultra wide. It does have a depth sensor on there as well, and it just uses a flash to fill up the back camera. But you do get a 2 times zoom option in the camera app as well when you're using it, although that is going to be cropping on the main image sensor. If you want true optical zoom, you're going to have to go for the Pro model, which is a bit more expensive. Yes, there is a Mediatek 820 chipset in this phone, the first ever phones to use this chipset. This chipset is supposed to go head-to-head with the Snapdragon 765G. Chipsets like that, mid-range powerful chipsets. But this chipset is cheaper. It comes at a cheaper price than the Snapdragon, and so Redmi can give us a cheaper price and also spend a bit of money on other things like an AMOLED display. I can't do a camera test or really give you many opinions about the camera in a shop. That will come later. Definitely subscribe if you want to see the camera tests and everything else. That will be coming. Functional camera, I would say you get the ultra wide, which is good, but this version anyway, not concentrating really on the camera too much, just giving you the standard options. If you want the extra, you'll have to get the Pro version. You do get 960 frames per second slow-mo though. There's Pro modes as well, and all the other options that I saw in there that you'd get with most other phones. So even though they're using this unknown chipset, it's definitely powerful enough to do most things that, for example, the 765G from Snapdragon would do. And as a quick bonus, I'll give you a quick look at the 4G version. This is the lowest version. It has a Helio G85 chipset, 6.5 inch LCD display with a hole punch cutout in the top left. A pretty good design actually, I think, and a 5020 milliamp hour battery, but actually the phone doesn't feel too heavy. This also comes with a 48 megapixel image sensor on the back, and it also keeps a fingerprint sensor on the back just to the bottom of the camera array there, as you can see. It also adds an ultra wide camera, which actually, again, for a much cheaper phone like this is a good thing, and then 2 other sensors, a macro and a depth sensor. The G85 chipset in here is a 12 nanometer chipset, so definitely not going to be as powerful as the brand new Mediatek 820, which is in the 5G and the Pro version. That's a 7 nanometer chipset, so definitely really, really powerful, especially for the price that these phones came at. The 10X 5G, just released by Redmi, definitely one of the cheapest 5G phones out there and pretty powerful as well, according to the benchmarks. Subscribe for all the latest tech news and videos. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.